so good.
We're live.
So we are.
Yeah.
So we are. Good. So now, good evening, everybody. Whoever is going to tune in today, and we have to wait a little bit as the internet plays tricks, and we like to have a laugh. So maybe, my Yogi Bear, let's do cheers with the water. Why not? Let's
of course.
have fun.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my God. Beautiful people.
Wow.
The things are coming onto my messenger. People are sending text right now. It's always happening. The same. I'm starting live, and then suddenly everyone decides to actually text me. Wow. Anyway, but tonight, this moment, we will share some insights, and because we laugh a lot, and it's so difficult to keep. To keep focused, really. It's Tom has that famous saying, and he quite often tells me, trust in God and tie your camel. Some of you know that I teach Kundalini yoga for many years, and I do this rise and shine, and I always say whatever, I trust in God, everything is going to be fine. And he comes, yeah, but tie your camel. Why?
If you've ever been to Violetta's house, there's camels everywhere.
What do you mean camels?
I'm saying tie your camel. That's why I'm saying it. No, it was a joke.
Yeah.
yeah. You don't have a camel. Yeah, it's.
Unless it's you.
Yeah, thank you. Unless I have the hump.
You have the cow behind you, two of them, and you and your cows. Man, so camel or a cow?
It's camel.
Okay.
It all came from it's Bedouins. Some people say it came from the Prophet Muhammad. Other people say it came from some Bedouins in the desert. One of the stories is the Prophet Muhammad goes up to the man who's leaving his camel for the night, and he says to the man with the camel, "Why don't you tie a camel up? Because it'll roam away." And he says, "I have trust in God. I have trust in Allah." But if the camel's not there the next morning, the man has lost his faith. So it's all about the fact that God will do for you what you can't do for yourself, or your higher power, the universe will do for you what you can't do for yourself. So do what you can for yourself to make your chances in life so much better than when you do let go to your higher power, to God, to the universe. Things will become better because you've done as much as you can without it. And that's the bit about, I could sit there and say, you know what, today I'll just trust in God. But
quite often I do.
But I'm trying to say to you, there's more than that, because you've got yourself out of bed, you've done the Kundalini practice, you've fed and nurtured, you've nourished yourself, and you've got to where you are by putting the action in. No one gets better in life by thinking. No one can sit there and think, you know what, I'm going to think myself through a degree, I'm going to think myself through an apprenticeship, I'm going to think my way through life. No, it's about action, and it's about doing stuff, because God will not do for you what you can do for yourself. And that's why I just say these things. You would trust in God, but if I was to trust in God to get a job, I will still have to do my CV.
Yeah.
No one's going to think and say, you know what, Tom's been thinking about getting a job. I've got that thought process, so I'll give Tom a job. I have to go and say, I want a job, please employ me, and here's my skills. And then I trust in God.
You trust in God to do what for you?
I've done as much as I can. I trust in God. It's out of my power now. It's the power of other people's thoughts, process and things, and I can't do anything more about it. So let it go.
Yeah, it's true. Of course you have to do your work, because there is a faith and a destiny, right?
Yeah.
So it's like we do yoga and then we do things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's, so you do that first. You do your practice first. you set your baseline first, and you set what you've got to do in life, and then it's letting go of the reins, letting go of whatever, and saying that one. The other one is, which we were laughing about, because we've always got our feet in the mud.
Oh yeah.
But we're always looking at the stars. You've got an app on your phone. We look up at the stars, and what an amazing view. That's it. But we're grounded in this earth. We know our vision is up there, but we're grounded. I cannot walk through space. I have to walk through this ground and through this mud. But there's nothing wrong with looking up at the stars and saying, I'll be there. Thanks
God that we are Titans and we're quite tall people, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. That's what's good about being tall. Yeah. I'm sure it's the same for small people as well.
Well, everyone can raise their head and have a look at the stars walking through the mud. But then not many people are prepared or willing to go through the mud. And as relationship goes, yes, creating relationship, conscious relationships, right? Whether it's that personal or the business relationships, because that's what we are talking about here, right? Sometimes we don't want to go through the mud, through the darkness, like discussions that, or keeping to, to the agreements that we agree to something. Yes, it's like I always get questions like, how come that we did go so far so quickly? And I said, like, because from the very beginning I said, like, I don't play games.
Yeah,
I don't want games. I want the truth. I want this and this and that. And if something is going on wrong, if I do something wrong, or you don't like some of my, let's say, behavior or whatever I do, or cooking,
wow.
For example.
It's progress, not perfection.
Excuse me. So it's like, so we will say something, so we will not bottle up. So in that case, like whatever it's happening, it's like it's not going to explode sometimes in the future.
Yeah, and it's we talked about it today about collecting stamps or these other bits of connecting resentments. Yeah, what good does it do? You know, this is the fourth time you've done this. Okay, so when did you say anything on the first, the second, the third time? Why do you suddenly bring up, if it was in an argument, well, you keep doing this? Do you ever challenge it at the beginning when it's deep, and we know deep down in our stomach, in the pit of our stomach, and our own whatever part that is in the Kundalini yoga, that if you've got something going on in there, feeling
or the feeling or the sensation, or the intuitive, like what is it for you? It's like, because you are a man, I am a woman, so I have and I'm very intuitive. I'm kind of like reading the energies, and you are the mastermind. So it's just like you work with different realities.
Yeah.
You do, because I do not get what you get, and you don't get what I get, and but because we are the alchemists, we allow ourselves to actually melt into one and the other without games, as I said before, but as it is, and not being offended or angry or I don't know, whatever it may happen, but it's just like, okay, it is what it is. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, and you can't go through any point in life without being angry, without feeling your feelings. It's just how it is. It's just knowing what that feeling is, being able to hold on to that feeling, and then to then understand why I'm feeling like that. I'm really annoyed right now. Okay, why am I annoyed? I'm annoyed because this happened. Okay, what was it that happened? Well, X, Y, and Z happened. Okay, right. What was my part in it? You know, how did I then? What could I have done different? Because nobody can make me feel anything. It's what everybody's actions. It's my choice, whether conscious or unconscious, how I feel about things. Because no one else says that I've done this, Tom, and if I never knew about it, I would never know anything about it, so I wouldn't feel about it. But being consciously aware of it has caused a trigger and an action in me that then makes me feel angry, resentful, sad, or happy, whatever it is. But that's my choice.
Okay, so in terms of relationship, do you like when I come and say like, hey, I don't like this? And I come bluntly because, well, I just put it on the table. All right. So do you like it? Do you like that, or would you rather have this la la la, all that sweetness and pretense? Like you were talking today, we're talking about, and this morning you did say that there are 3 types of women at work.
Yeah.
Can you dwell on that?
Can I?
Because I did really like that part.
Can I?
Yeah, of course.
Can I without getting in trouble? Okay, so in a business world, and I've worked in a male-dominated business for a long time, doing certain things in the security industry, and how I've seen it, and this is my view of seeing things, and how I see things. There is the woman who is the united masculine and feminine, who's strong in herself, who has the balance of masculine and feminine. And I think that everybody should have that. It's not just about women, and that the right person sits in that space of, and a lot of men don't, because they're overly masculine all the time. So in a male-dominated world that I've been in with my work, the type of women I would see predominantly was the overly masculine women, who basically, as I said, tried to have bigger balls than me, just to go, however hard you are, I'm harder. However nasty to people you are, I'm nastier.
Because she wanted, like, let's say, that sort of woman, she wanted to be, like, stronger than you. Yes, like overpowering. And
so rather than looking at the role of the job and then what the job entails, they're looking at the individual and trying to be better or stronger or harder than the individual, not the actual job. And then you've got the overly feminine and women within there, like, I'm not going to...
Can you show that?
No.
I really like it. Yeah, I did.
It's just very feminine. It's like that, and
overly feminine.
Overly feminine, overly so would be overly flirtatious or overly giggly or overly on the extreme feminine side. And I'm not knocking it in any time, because there's a time and place for it. But the extremes of the I've got bigger balls than you to the I've got bigger boobs than you. On that type of scheme. Well, I think the amount of weight I put on, I'll be catching up on you, so I better watch out.
You better watch out.
Yeah. But it's that combination of both, which is good. So overly, and so I just, for me, that's what I find, because and where I'm sitting, and where I work and I do my work, I'm 6'2", I'm a large bloke. I walk in and I hold the presence in the room. People automatically expect me to go straight to that masculine big balls guy, and I'm not like that.
Well, I'm very tall and very powerful in my presence too. So whenever I show up, it's like everyone knows that I am there. So I would say, like, for me, I would have, like, for the very, very long time, and now because I'm in such a presence that like yours, so I don't have to be anymore that very overpowering presence, like, the using that masculine energy to go and get it, like I used to before. So it's like really nice balance within that for me. Like what I can see, it's like, because you are the way you are, then I can actually withdraw from that over masculine place that I've been before, and I could dive into the feminine and just be normal. And
I know that's what you really appreciated when we first met, the fact that we joked about the masculine and the feminine side, and actually you were always going poof, straight to the masculine side every time. Bang.
No, the time when I wanted to be right, and the time when I was like getting into this, excitement, and or trying to explain something. But when I was talking like from the intellectual point of view, but when I was talking about something that was emotional, then I was like kind of like getting onto your left side, and it was like such a wonderful dance, wasn't it? We're talking about that.
Walking along, and 1 minute when you're wanting to tell me all about your work, everything it was, you would suddenly walk on the right side, which we say is predominantly the masculine side. But when you were doing something about how you're feeling and everything, and you were quite happy to go to my left side and hold my hand and cuddle into me. And another time there was when we started changing, whatever happened, you would start drifting over to the right and actually not be in physical contact with me. Yeah. So and and I called you out on it, which you were quite surprised about, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I know. I say
It
we're
was.
we're on a walk, we're on a date. Any chance you can stay with one side, or and but we then explored that together, which was even more fun, being more aware of who and what we are, and to actually own that to the fact that, I'm feeling quite uncomfortable here now, that we're new in this relationship and I'm constantly getting pushed over to the feminine side. But only at certain times, and in other times you just lit up because you had spent so long on whatever you've been doing, standing in the masculine side. You said, I really like being in the feminine side. I like wearing dresses. I like doing this. And this is the whole part of this bold and beautiful bit now. I've been feminine in everything you're doing. And that whole bit of finishing what we do in the yoga in the morning and then having a hug from you rather than, right, I've finished now and this is what I'm going to do, right, and go on with it. It's like,
yeah, just chill.
Yeah. And I see that. And there is a time and a place for masculine and feminine within the same individual, and we shouldn't have to hunt or seek it from anyone else because it's within us. So I'm doing the bold and beautiful as well, which is the fun bit. Some of the bits they're doing, which I'm physically not designed to do. For anyone who's doing it, and any woman doing it, men can't really go into many of those positions quite comfortably.
But wait, the people, they don't know what is bold and beautiful. Really.
Sorry.
It's like, because we just we swing because we know each other, and we know how to dance around each other, and we know how to compliment each other.
Yeah.
We know how to poke, provoke, and elevate each other. So we do find that balance sometimes.
Yeah.
We do. I mean,
it's not perfect, and by all means, it's not perfect. We're not 19, 20 years old anymore. This is not our, first time we've ever been in a relationship. So we come with our own ideas, thoughts, and challenges into the relationship. We do. But we know that, and we understand that, and we work through that. We've come on this journey. We are who we are and where we are right now for it. And it's got us to where we are and how we've met each other. Everything that's happened to me in the past, whether it be amazing or not been amazing, would have not got me to be sitting here right now next to you if that hadn't happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Whatever shitty past it was for you and for me, but there were the lessons. And I was even talking today with somebody, and I said, you know what? If that thing hasn't happened before, I would not be able to appreciate presence that I am able to be right now. I did say that I think that was that first time that I did say oh my God, it's actually for the first time in my life I admire a man. Like with what you do and so on. It's usually
she's never told me this, so this is
I did in your car when you were driving to the airport.
And this is and she's
you
driving
just don't
when you're driving me away. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No. But coming back to bold and beautiful, because we are talking about, of course, first we do yoga and then we do things, and so each and every morning, at least when he's with me, then he wakes up and we do yoga. So I do those beautiful set of exercises, Rise and Shine, where we, this time, the series is very, is very feminine. So it's designed, I called it bold and beautiful because I was thinking, since I got many clients that are women, and most of them troubled in their lives, and most of them lacking that feminine touch, and I wanted also myself to tap more into the essence of feminine, and to dive deeper into intuition, into feeling rather than thinking. Typical blonde. So those beautiful sessions in Bold and Beautiful, they designed to stretch our body, but they're not only for the females, they're also for the men as well. And as you know, and you said like you are the big bloke and not very flexible. And we do have lots of fun when I look like how do we stretch, how we open up, how we work with the breath, and the guidance that is there to allow yourself to experience who you really are. And I know it's difficult for you, and but you are there. But you are there, and you do as much as you can. And sometimes it just like I have a smile on my face, just like looking at you and saying, "Oh my God, he's really doing it." And how many guys actually will be able to do that? How many men will sit down together with their females, with their women, with their wives or lovers, whatever they are, in the morning, and to do that is so important to actually, when you are together, to do those things together, because it elevates your energy and you feel yourself in different way, and you react to yourself to each other in different way. You just know, you tap to those specific energies and you can feel it. And it's important to do this dance together. So when we do it in the morning for that an hour, more or less those exercises that we are doing, like they are like 20-25 minutes. We do lots of chanting now. We chant, and those songs are also quite difficult for you because your voice is very masculine, and my girls in the Rise and Shine,
and I don't know the words either.
You do. Sometimes you do. So and your voice, and really your voice adds to our sessions. And it's that beautiful balance of polarities when the male and female dance together, and then we also do as much as we can with what we've got. Yes, we do have lots of fun. Sometimes we sing together, sometimes not. And but yes, like how would you say, like doing this Bold and Beautiful, or before we've done that abundance which you talked about, it doubled your, you're most welcome, of course. And now we are day 24 or 5 today, so you've done most of days anyway. And did your body improve, like, or what happened?
I don't tend to feel like I'm going flying across the room anymore when I'm stretching.
I do like this.
Yeah. When that was the one Wioletta did, I tried to do that myself, and to begin with I would shake, and I would think, if I let go now, I'm just going to shoot across the room. And I'm like, I will do this one. And now I can do it, and I just hold on, and I just do my best. But I do a lot of it with my eyes closed, because it's not about comparing. Yeah. I can't look at you and think, well, you've been doing this for a long time, and initially, what it's taught me is, and particularly this one, is grounding myself and my own compassion to do it. And I've tried the word I was thinking of there. Patience, tolerance, and acceptance. I can do what I can do, and that is it. I can't do. So when you're saying bend over and push your head on the floor, it's like, that's never going to happen.
Just take the pillow.
About 10 pillows.
And just like,
and that's it. But you know what? I just bend over.
Yeah.
As far as I can do, and that's it. It's not going to happen.
Would you recommend to the other guys to join, and why?
Yeah, why would I recommend?
Yeah, for the guys. I mean, for the women, it's, of course, we want to be flexible, we want to be young, powerful and beautiful. But for the guys
need to be flexible as well. And the exercises we're doing now, a lot of the hamstring and lower back stuff, for everyone working at home, is great. I spend a lot of time sitting by a desk, and it's just, I bend over, and I sometimes carry on doing the stretches after or beforehand, because I know that it helps me do that, and it also stops my mind racing about. I have a very busy mind, as you know.
Oh yeah, my mind too.
Yeah, and to have that time of chanting, even if it's the wrong chant, which I can do at times, my brums. It just focuses on what I, not what I need to do, but where I need to be.
Yes.
And bring it back in the present. If I have to think about what I'm saying, at the same time as trying to stretch my leg, at the same time as holding my arm, and then my balance or whatever it is, if I have a thought coming in that says, "Oh, what's my work today?" I will be gone. I will be flat on my face. I won't be able to do. The next thing that comes out of my mouth will be complete nonsense, or I'll let go of something. So just that simple. And I'm a bloke, and that's multitasking of singing, holding, breathing the right way, and then holding a posture.
Initial part.
Yeah, and then a little bit of wind coming out as well. That's serious multitasking for me. So you know, hats off to you doing that. And then you look and smile at me, and I thought, if I smiled that now, I'm having to think about a smile, and that's another action. So it's like I've almost got to help me. So yeah, it's grounding. It's helping me stretch. I'm glad there's 40 days without frogs. But that whole one previously, I did about 10 to begin with, and then 26 when it was
the about the frogs.
The frogs, and then this one I've been able to like stretch forward and touch your toes. I'm touching my toes, and I'm going beyond, and I'm grabbing my ankles now, which was nothing. You know, I'm turning around. I'm doing stretches that apart from knocking over half your stuff when I'm rolling over, but I'm trying it. I could have just sat there and went, I'm not doing that. But what's the point?
Very easily with you. So how that relates to trust in God in Tayo Camel? That practice.
Yeah. So that's exactly what it is. If I keep doing a little bit each day, I want to be able to touch my toes.
Is that important for you to touch your toes?
I know that my back is mobile and I'm able to do that. So just for instance, at the beginning of this one, I could sit there and say, on the 40 days is a classic example. I'll improve so much over that 40 days. And it's a small bit each day. That's all it is, doing the same thing each day and all that one. Or I could start in the 40 days and go, you know what, I'm going to do nothing. In 40 days time I'm going to touch my toes. Because God's going to allow me to do it. It's not going to happen.
No.
Because
you have to tie your camel.
Yeah, I have
every day.
I have to do my little bit every day.
Cool. Now, I love your voice.
Thank you.
When you chant.
Not now. Okay. Just want to chant. This has been recorded, so it's fine.
And at the end, we have this beautiful affirmation song by Alexia Chelun, Allowing. And it's like you were driving home just before we started that 40 days practice, which I knew that this is going to be the song affirmation that we're going to do at the end, and how in those terms we are attuned.
Yeah, you said this is a great album. I was listening to it because of the other one that was on it. I think it was The Power of Now, which I liked beforehand. And then he said, oh, it's on. So I went into Spotify and clicked on it. I've been listening to the other tunes on it, and this Allowing came up, and I was about to say, I don't know why I didn't say it. I said, this would be a great one. It's the great words to it. This would be great for your thing. And then the next day you played it. It was pretty fantastic. And then it was already in your playlist or in your whole session. So it was good.
Yeah,
it's a real powerful one.
It is, and it's wonderful. So yes, it's happening, it's unfolding, and so this is the term, like creating the conscious relationship, right? That personal relationship. Are we able to create the same vibe if we want to in the business?
Yeah, and it's that masculine and feminine piece again. It's that vibe. It's actually being the both parts of it. We complement each other. Nobody's the same. If everybody is the same, doing the same thing, it's just head crunching. We talked about it earlier on. Two rams come into a room, they're just going to lock heads. But if you have different people doing different things within it, all with different skill sets, but challenged to do the best way, of course. And in business, you know, I'm building up a team round about me at the moment, and I've got a team of people from all over the place, and it's exciting. It's so exciting that I'm able to, well, this person's this, and that one's there, and this person does this, but we've all found a common goal, which is our work, which elevates the whole part of our work. We work so much better together because we bring different parts to it. So without a doubt, I think the diversity in someone, but also knowing that bit, like a relationship, of actually why is that feeling in my stomach right now? I'm really not happy with that. Okay, if I let that go, I know it'll fester in a relationship. So it's exactly like work. If it's festering, there's a way of saying it. There is a way of saying, you know what, I'm really not happy right now with what's been happening. Rather than going to someone, I'm really pissed off with what you've done. The message is the same, just said in a different way, and I guarantee it's a different result. And that's knowing yourself.
Yes, it's like in yoga. I always talk about we talk about the Satnam. It's like we greet each other with Satnam. We end the session with Satnam, and Satnam means I am the truth. I am in vibration of truth, and yeah, sometimes you don't want to say something because you don't want to offend or trigger somebody else, right? Whether right, yeah. Oh my God. I'm going with your words now. So we watch it.
I knew it would come out.
So yes, sometimes we don't say, and thinking like that's my way, that I know that is my field of healing or looking into it right now, because I more trust in God than tie my camel. And then I get into that vibe of, oh my God, it's happening again. My camel is gone. Fuck. Right? So there's because you did not tie your camel.
Yeah.
And because I trusted people, and I've been always doing that. And I said, like, but everyone is, they want to do good. They do this and this and that. So, and then I don't think about it, that it may go wrong, that some people are very selfish, that they will actually suck your blood and take away your camel and happily hop through the forest.
We can't go throughout life. It would be lovely if you thought everybody's wonderful.
Yeah, I know,
but also the fact that there's two very famous people who are very successful in their own right have said similar things but differently. Einstein came out with the phrase, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Yeah. So if you don't tie your camel every night and you walk out and it's gone when you wake up in the morning, tie your bloody camel. It's not difficult. Yeah. You know, if you're dealing with people the exact same way and you're getting the same result that you don't like it, change the way you're dealing with people. That's it. And then I know it's quite blunt, and I'm quite blunt, but that's it. Why does this keep happening to me? Because it's a lesson that you need to change. That's all it is. No one else can change. You're the only person within that can change. And,
yes.
And that's it. And we've discussed that and how to stop that thing happening in future. And that's it. And the other person, and it goes back to the tiny camel as well, doing what you can do for yourself, and then everything will become better. Abraham Lincoln, he said, it's amazing, the harder the work, the luckier I become. And that says it. Luck's not just about complete fluke. Luck is more. You become luckier when you're putting the work in.
Yes, exactly. And that's what we do within those 40 days practices. And I've been teaching them, sharing them for, well, almost 3.5, almost 4 years. And I could really say that those practices, because I've been doing them every day, they did change. They changed the way I look at life. I tie my camel more often. I may not do it every time, but I do it quite often now. And it's coming to that field of awareness that now because I'm very intuitive, and I could say, like, from the very beginning, like, okay, this and this is happening. And sometimes I will not say from the start, and I will just observe, because everyone is allowed to make the mistakes and correct themselves by themselves, instead of me like poking and provoking. Hey, I told you once. Hey, I'm telling you second time. Hey, I'm telling you third time. And the fourth time I get pissed off, and I said, you know what, just piss off. I don't work with you. I don't want to be with you, because you just like, you keep pushing, you keep taking, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so not to do that. It's like, okay, this is the layout, this is my Satnam, this is how I feel. So there it is.
Your truth.
This is my truth. This is how it is. And then, of course, that the knife has this double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It always comes back. Always comes back. But we have the field. We have the field to communicate consciously. Instead of battling, instead of fighting, it just, okay, here is my truth. How can we deal with that in that uplifted way, instead of like slashing each other's throats?
So you say to me, in yoga practices, how many days it takes to build a habit or change a habit? 40 days. So they come down to 40 days. Yeah. You know, because if we don't do that, we default back into our norms. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And sometimes norms is wallowing in shit. That's been a mine in the past. So unless I repeatedly do something out of my comfort zone, I'm always going to default back to sitting in my own shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not growing when I'm sitting in my shit. That's my comfort zone, which is not very present. So to grow and to develop, I need to be uncomfortable at doing stuff. So if it's uncomfortable because I can't touch my toes, or if it's uncomfortable because I can't do certain things, then that's it. Or if I'm comfortable in my emotions, I think, why am I uncomfortable in my emotions? I'm uncomfortable because initially it's challenging someone else to say, I'm people pleasing through and through. I don't like that. I don't like that. But I deserve peace and tranquility myself.
Yeah.
And
that's my thing. I want to sleep at night. I don't want to think about someone. It's stirring my peace. I want it out there, so it's not happening again and again and again. Because it's like all about that mutual respect and taking care of each other's energies. Because we are here to serve each other.
Yeah. But a successful day for me is going through the day, and at the end of the day, I've got no resentments about anyone. If I've wronged anyone, I know what to do about it, and I can think I've kept my side of the street clean. So that ability to walk anywhere at any time and bump into anyone without going, oh shit, I really don't want to speak to them right now. Oh my God, I'll avoid the street. To me, that's not living in my truth. Living in my truth is walking down the street and you go, oh, there's my ex. Oh, hello there. Or, you know what, I really don't like that person because of the X, Y, and Z. But I don't have to cross the street because I know and I own that fact. I can be pleasant. I don't have to say, let's go for a coffee, let's do this, let's do the next thing, and go, hi, thank you very much.
Yeah, this is the other thing. Are we able to move beyond the ego? Because we have very strong egos, both of us.
Really?
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, and at least you can admit it. I mean, I can.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's true. And now, how do we do
my
that?
ego's bigger than yours. No, I'm only joking.
Yeah, of course it's bigger than mine. So how do we move beyond that? We move beyond the ego when we what?
Yeah.
When we what? What's happening when we poke and provoke each other?
An ego is a big, the presence, my ego. Yeah, it's being aware of the fact that actually what's driving this right now? Pride.
Yeah. Pride.
Yeah. Why am I behaving the way I'm behaving? Chest puffed out, or actually, right, that person, no, I don't like this.
Yeah.
My ego's taken over where actually the reality is, what lesson am I learning right now? And a lot of the time it's why, thank you.
Taking care of each other.
Thank you. Drinking my tap water from home.
Highland Spring.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a different story. But pride and ego are the number one offenders to any resentment. You know, how dare they do this? How, do they know who I am? These all the things. If they knew, if don't they know who I am? Probably. No, they don't, and they don't care. And then it's like bursting a bubble. Like that one. Now, ego can be underinflated and overinflated, and I always describe it as like a balloon. And the way I describe it like a balloon, you can puff yourself out with your ego and bigger and bigger and bigger, like that one. But at some point, you've got to deflate it back down again to the right sizing it down. And you right size it, and you do that with all your yoga practices, with your awareness, with being spiritual, being an understanding of yourself and all round about. But when you start to squeeze your ego down, If you squeeze it too quick and do that one, bits pop out. If you did that with a balloon, it'll either go bang, or there'll be bits popping out all over the place, which is all types of defects or of your character, or you could be all everything else, and you can get angry, resentful, whatever, because you're saying, how dare someone compress and depress me like this? This is my ego. Do you not know who I am? Well, actually, no one gives a shit who you are. The norm is there, and you need to be in that norm. There's times when you can go, yeah, look at me, and there's times like, oh, look at me. But it's that bit is where we learn and grow most, like that one. When we feel sorry for ourselves, we're attracting people to just go who want to mother us. When we're pushing our chest out, we're attracting people who we want to mother our father. We're actually in a relationship with two adults. There is times to be the parent, adult, child, and that's fine, and that's how we work in a relationship. Or you've had a hard day, you've had this, or what have you, and that's where we do what we can do to help each other. I said to you something last night, and you went, I don't want you to do that, I want you to do this. And it's like, wow, that's amazing. It was actually, I don't need you to do this, Tom. What I would like you to do is this. Rather than me going, shit, what do I need to do? I know we're in a bad space, or I'm in a bad space, and try and dance around about each other and end up getting each other's way because we end up doing the same thing. It was a straightforward, just do this and I'll do that. And it's like, wow. To me, that was just like, well, that's it. That is, to me, what a relationship's about. We were joking about things and presents and things, and that's trusting God and tie your camel. I really want my girlfriend or my partner to be really nice to me. Yeah. Well, don't be an arse to them, because they won't be nice to you, and that's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the tie the camel. Be nice, and they'll be nice back to you. That's.
Yeah, but don't go into like, oh, sweet thing. Oh, come on. I just want the real you.
Yeah, I tried to do that sweet nice thing. It doesn't work. So yeah.
No, God's sake, no.
Yeah.
No. You see, it's like with that melting the ego and letting go of the things, that when we do that morning practice, when we come into our meditation, we become very humble. And that's when we put all our worries, if you like, or issues, problems onto the altar of that prayer or that affirmation or that practice, and say like, okay, now I am with myself and with whatever is going on within me. It's like, let it be healed. To find the best way for everyone in this, let's say, in that relationship or in that business or in those circumstances. So we find that win-win situations. And sometimes the win-win situation, you get the answer. But sometimes that answer isn't in your favor. It hurts the ego.
Yeah.
Because you know exactly what you have to do, but the ego says no.
I've had a lot of lessons in the last year on business and ego. And guess what? Being right doesn't necessarily make you happy.
Yeah.
And that's it. And a constant push by certain individuals doing things, push. And the only way things changed is how I responded and not reacted to them, and let things go, or at some point saying, look, that's enough, please stop. And it's huge.
It is. So after, let's say you got the work or relationship battle, and you felt hurt. Your ego was hurt, your ego was hurt, your feelings were hurt. You think like, okay, I'm not working with you anymore. I don't want to be with you because you're a piece of shit and you hurt me and you did this and this to me. And you separate for the moment. You find that space within you. Maybe you understand, maybe you don't. But do you think, is there possibility, like within your male mind, mastermind, float to trust again, to dive in within that relationship?
So this is the bit that goes back to Einstein. Do I start going back and doing the exact same as I did before? Well, it's not. It didn't work last time. Why is it going to work this time? If something happens somewhere along the line that's caused a trigger or deviation in path, whether it's relationship or work, whatever like that, there's a deviation in that path. Why did that path deviate? And I'm doing it like that because it's both sides. Someone just doesn't go like that. Someone just doesn't go, right, this is in parallel going along. At some point, the path goes like that. Start to become poles apart rather than join together. So the magnetism starts to detract rather than attract in a relationship. For whatever reason, it might be one person's behaviour, but both people start to go different paths. And so yeah, it's gone back to that path, gone back to where it deviated to go back on. You can't just suddenly, we'll start being over here and we'll start doing the same things again. But when the person's here, another person's over here.
There have to be new agreements. It's like if that thing have to work, if that thing is about to work, if that relationship is to be fixed, let's say, it has to come from the both individuals, as you say, that okay, we are agreeing to this, to such and such and such, and setting the new adventure, for the new journey. And then are we able to keep our cool and to trust each other?
So
because it takes lots of forgiveness, it takes lots of compassion, it takes lots of trusting in God. But then you want to tie your camel. You don't want to split again, don't you?
Well, has it?
But then you never know.
You don't know. So and it's in business, it's in your behaviours, it's in your relationships. It's not what happened, it's not where it happened, it's not when it happened, and it's not how it happened, because these all things can be different. Where I'm away on a business trip, what was it? I got drunk and did something. When was it? It was 2 o'clock in the morning. How did it happen? Because it was a free bar. Yeah.
Thanks God we're not drinking anymore.
No. But that could be, you have an argument in business. You can do something in a relationship, whatever. You could misbehave. Yeah. On any way, be violent, aggressive, whatever it is. So you've got what it is, where it is, when it is, and how it is. Yeah, these were always with different people, but the one you've got to look at is why. Why did that person do what they did? Why are you now feeling the way that you're feeling? Not what, where, when, and how. It's the why. And then if you don't know the why, you can't change it because the circumstances can change, but the why will remain constant.
And then it will come up as another lesson somewhere else within the other relationship, whether it's the business or personal. It will always comes back.
It's a message. It's the same thing.
If you don't heal, whatever that means for whoever. Some people, they don't like the word healing. So if you don't deal with that issue in a correct way, if there is no peace in here and in here, and we move apart, right, then it's gonna happen again, whether it's you or somebody else. It will show up. Some people, they will go into the frozen mode. I don't see it, or I don't give a shit about it. Yes, I want to get there, and I'm gonna get there no matter what. And it doesn't matter how many people I push away or hurt on the way. There are some people like that, and we have to see them and just allow them to be whatever they are, and then move on and do our own thing. And then I would say, like, enter into relationships that they will do serve, that they will elevate.
At the very beginning, and someone told me to do it, if it's a job, it's a relationship, it's a business, it's something you do. If it's not a hell yeah, if it's not you doing backflips in your stomach, then it's a hell no. You shouldn't be going into any relationship, job or anything thinking, well, I'm sure it'll work out. Oh well, you know what, it can only get better. If it's not good now, it's not good. It's not going to be good, and that's it. And don't say, well, I've met you, and I was like, well. But this is me. That if it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't right.
Yeah, of course.
And at the beginning, so when you think, well, why did this not work? Right down deep in the beginning, you knew, you just wanted.
I always knew.
And you think, well, you know what, this is going to change. Why why be present and be in something that you want it to change rather than being happy with what you've got now?
I'm very happy with what I've got now.
Well, that's good. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, okay. That's it?
See that is your ego expecting me to respond because you threw something out there.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's a good ego lesson. Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. And that goes back to the fundamentals of saying to someone that you love them. When you say, I love you to someone...
Are you saying it to me now?
I'm just saying it out there in the camera. But you know I do. Don't expect it back because you've not went into an expression of feeling, you've just went into a transaction.
Yeah.
You're not expressing your heart if you get hurt because the person doesn't say it back. You're actually putting it out there because you want someone to tell you that they love you. Not the fact that you're saying it from the bottom of your heart as just an expression of a feeling.
I'm allowing.
Yeah.
So you have to chant the mantra, the affirmation. I'm allowing. How does it do? You remember when I chant, I do remember. But I'm allowing me to be me. I'm allowing
me to be free.
Me to be free. I'm allowing my worth.
Yeah.
I'm allowing my brilliance.
Yeah.
I'm allowing my path
to unfold right before me.
To unfold right before me, and yeah. And many others. So yes. Oh God, I'm so sleepy now. You just put me to sleep, man.
Good.
I think that's it. Because we've been talking for almost an hour. Oh my God. Again.
Yeah.
You just like to talk.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yogi Bear.
Thank you very much.
So I'll see you in the morning on the mat here.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you mean?
Of course.
Maybe?
Of course, rise and shine, everybody.
Rise and shine, everybody. I expect you to be there.
Yeah.
And you'll be there anyway.
Of course I will.
I know. Thank you so much, everybody. So if you'd like to join us in our morning practice, Rise and Shine, 5 to 6, and we run for an hour, join us. It's open to everybody. You can join.
5:55, not 5 a.m. till 6 a.m. because that's what I thought to begin with. I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. It's 5 minutes to 6. Just throwing that out there because I was panicking, thinking, am I having to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning? No, it's just 5 minutes before 6.
That's your ego talking.
It is, but it's also another hour in bed talking.
So go to sleep earlier.
Yeah.
You have to keep up with that high energy, you know?
I try. I'm very trying.
Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Have fun. And happy new moon tomorrow. It's tomorrow is that new moon in Pisces. Yes.
Pisces.
And Pisces. Thank you.
Just not a churn. We both speak English with a very strong accent, and sometimes it can cause problems with what one person says. The other person might not hear the same word coming out of their mouth, and they can be rude.
Yes, you and your cows.
Yeah.
Me and my camels. You and your cows.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, good night, and see you tomorrow. Happy new moon. Hail to new beginnings. Ciao.